By the end of this video, you'll be able to choose the most exciting platforms and technologies to stay out in front. Isn't that marvelous? So I'm going to take you through how you can put yourselves ahead of the game and become number one.
That's me, ahead of the game. Numero one. I think you'll find that's me. I've just updated with an Oodamadoodah camera and 5 monitors and Auto Geek enhancer. Anything to stop you being less boring. A number of people like hearing my voice. They listen to me just before they go off to sleep. I'm not learning about any more tech. I mean, Zoom is a nightmare and Teams is forever crashing.
Okay, I'm going to share lots of new tech ideas, but it won't be anything that takes too long to learn. And you don't actually have to do any of this. All right, these are just ideas. Now, when looking at your tech, think, to paraphrase John Kennedy, not what my tech could do for me, but rather what can my tech do for my audience. Let's start by having a look at virtual cameras. So for instance, Ecamm Live, Manycam, and OBS, all provided by wonderful virtual camera software. And they can act alone or inside something like Zoom, BlueJeans, or Teams. And it's used by YouTubers, streamers, and gamers, and now increasingly by presenters. And they're so easy to learn. So for instance, Ecamm, my preference, took me about 3 hours. And to make your webinars more interactive, have a look at digital tools like Mentimeter, Ahas, Kahoot, and Slido. Create interactive presentations, meetings, use live polls, quizzes, word clouds, Q&A, and more to get real-time input, whether you're remote or hybrid or even face-to-face. Have a little look also at green screen and use it on occasion. It doesn't need to be too expensive either. And honestly, having some sort of virtual background can be great for bringing cohesion to a team presentation. So as I say, you all have the same background, or in my case, I tend to use it more for webinar event type presentations rather than in your informal workshops. In the end, it's a personal decision. Try also adding screens or monitors. And for those who present regularly, I would recommend 2 or 3 screens. So the first screen is your main presenter screen, in which you have your team, Zoom perhaps, running alongside something like Ecamm or Manycam. The second screen is for seeing audience videos, slides and stuff, and maybe a chat. Your third screen becomes slides, and the fourth is presenter view. And then, dare I say, you might even consider a 5th screen, which would be audience view, so seeing it from their point of view. Some more bits of kit, and here's some useful additions you might want to consider for your virtual presenter studio. And they're all about making your job easier, not harder, standing out and staying ahead of the competition. Now, many presenters have more than one camera to choose from, but before you invest, let's have a look at the advantages. So I'd recommend going for 3 cameras. Camera 1 would be a good quality camera with a professional lens. Camera 2, something like a Huey, which is an incredibly versatile little camera that could be used in a huge number of positions. They're great if you want to demo a product or simply to shift camera angles. Camera 3, that's the one it would be my spare camera, and that's perhaps a wider angle in my case, so it gives a better overall view of my office space. And sometimes people ask me about teleprompters, and some presenters swear by them. Why? Because it means they don't have to learn their content and can look right into the lens, as I am now, without having or making a mistake. And these are all options that could put you way ahead of the competition. Now here's the thing, despite these myriad technological miracles that are changing the world of presentations, one truth remains constant. Humans like human, and that will never change. So here's some actions to think about. First, Imagine yourself as your audience. What help do they need to keep them engaged and buying into your presentation? Remember that Jack Kennedy's quote? And do you want to stand out from your competitors and go down, for instance, the TV route, in which case virtual cameras is a must? Or do you simply want to up your game, in which case you probably just need something like a new microphone and camera? Secondly, have a look at the tech here and watch some YouTube films on how to use them and see if they inspire you. Then start to gradually build up your collection and your ideas and put yourself technologically way ahead of the game. And I look forward to seeing you at the next video.